Hey, it's Colin Meeks with another episode of the Financial Advocate Podcast. And today's episode has everything to do with Thanksgiving. This will be releasing the day before Thanksgiving. And just this time of year is kind of cool because of Thanksgiving kicks off the holiday season, Black Friday, all the shopping things and the school plays and all that stuff. So it's just a great time of year. And what I would like to do today is just tell 4 things that I am thankful for from a financial planning standpoint, and what that translates into what it means for our clients and the people that we cross paths with on a daily basis. So the first thing that I'm very thankful for is the ability to operate in an independent manner. That's a biggie for our clients. And when I first started out in the business 30 years ago, I worked for a large mutual insurance company, and we were as independent as the products that they allowed us to sell. And that doesn't sound very good because in hindsight, not that we were doing anything wrong, but it just wasn't very a good business model. When we sat down with somebody, we were incentivized to try to get them to buy an insurance policy or an annuity or proprietary mutual funds and other financial products. And we didn't have the ability to go out into the marketplace and look at all the other things that were available. And very quickly I figured out that was, I love the business, but I just didn't love that business model. So a couple years later, I was able to, at the dumb old age of 25, to go out and launch my own financial planning firm and be independent. And I've done it ever since. And just a couple of what's in it for you is this, as far as that goes, is it allows our clients to receive an independent financial advice. We don't have sales quotas. I don't have a sales manager. I don't have any company ties where I'm incentivized to use one company over the other. We sit down, we do a financial plan, we look at what the goals are, and then we're able to go out in the marketplace and match whatever investment strategies or products meet the needs of trying to accomplish those goals in a financial plan. It's very flexible. We're able to customize things. What we do today doesn't have to be what we do in 2 or 3 years. We're always able to move things around and just keep up with the times as far as trying to keep in line with finding the best possible investment and insurance solutions and keeping the costs as low as possible. So independence is a biggie, something I'm very thankful for. The second thing is and this just comes with time. When I first started out, it was really hard. 22 years old, I barely looked like I was, out of high school, and trying to help people do financial planning. And I was gaining my experience, but didn't really know a whole lot, and had some mentors that helped me out along the way. But what I'm thankful for now is I've got over 30 years of experience. I think this year I'll be starting my 32nd year in the business. And let me tell you something, it went by like that. And what that allows me to do is remember past conversations I had with clients and remember past things that have happened in the world that sort of can guide us through these things. I think the first major thing that hit my clients back in the late 90s was the internet bubble. All these internet stocks were coming out and people were buying and buying and buying and got way overhyped. And what happens with a bubble is it eventually pops. And that was the first thing. And then Y2K came along, where everybody was worried about, are our computer systems up to date? Are we gonna wake up in the dark on the 1st of January in 2020? Or I'm sorry, 2000. Then we had 9/11 happen, and that was a really scary time because you weren't sure what exactly was going on in the world. That was unprecedented. And then we had the housing bubble and the financial crisis in the late 2010, between 2005 2010. COVID, you just go right on down the line through all kinds of government. The big thing right now is government shutdowns. Any little blip along the way that you can think of I personally witnessed, and I personally had clients invested during those times. It's really a good thing to be able to draw on all that experience and remember, hey, remember how bad we felt and how scary it was when, that April and May of COVID, when the market dropped by about, like a half. And, we were trying to keep people invested and talk them through and say, long-term outlook. But you always have these doubts, but then you always go back to these other situations and say, okay, let's sort of zoom out and look at perspective. So It's just it's just something you can't get other than being experienced. So I'm very thankful that I have that experience. The third thing would just be the overall gratitude that my clients have with working with me, and I have with working with them. Not even the clients, just the people that I meet with on a basis of, we do a lot of initial consultations and do some work and find out that maybe it's not the right fit, or we can give a few pieces of advice and send people on their way. It's just great to be able to meet with people and talk to them about what they're trying to do and get them on a path that helps them get to where they're trying to go. And we do shared victories along the way. It's really cool to be able to sit down with people whenever we do our reviews and say, oh, remember when we were, you were trying to save X amount of dollars for your daughter's wedding or your child's, to go to college, or buy that vacation house, or take that cruise, or do the family vacation. These little shared victories, they're just really cool. And I'm very thankful that people trust me enough to be able to put the plans together to do those kind of things. It's just, that trust factor. And trust is not, it's earned in little pieces along the way. I think back to one of the very first clients I had back in like 1994, 95. She is still with me. She's in her 90s. And she always tells me, she said, I took a chance on you back then. I didn't know you. You came out to our house with your manager. You looked like you were just getting started, and we didn't have a whole lot of trust at that time. Not that, I didn't do anything to earn that trust yet, but over the years, over 30 years of just little victories and things like that, the trust has been built up so much that, I'm friends with her family now. And it's just that kind of trust and gratitude. It's just really cool. And then the last thing that I'm thankful for, and translates really well into how we do business, is the fiduciary commitment. And this is a newer thing that, fiduciary, the word, has been around forever. To our business, it's something that's been a buzzword for the last handful of years. It's not a gimmick. It's not a marketing ploy. If somebody is marketing their practice as I'm a fiduciary, I don't necessarily think that's the best way to think of it. But being a fiduciary means that that I'm legally and ethically obligated to put your interest above any other thing, any interest that I have. And it sounds kind of goofy, because you would hope that, well, why aren't you doing this all the time, or why wasn't this a thing years ago? And it to me, it always has been. But now that our industry is so independent, and we've got all these different ways to do business, it is very important that you work with somebody that is in a fiduciary capacity and is they're not worried about hitting a sales quota, and they've got clarity over any sort of commissions or costs and fees. My goal when I meet with clients and do our reviews is that they're just as crystal clear on the fees that they pay, and the costs that they pay, and the products that they own, and the plan that they have, as I am. And that's not always true. Sometimes when I meet with a newer client, they can't tell me how much fees they're paying, how much they have in fees, or what kind of products they own, or why they own them, or what kind of plan they have. And when we work in a fiduciary capacity, we put this stuff at the very front. We want you to know, how much are you paying, what do I own, and what do I own it for, and what's the overall plan there, and translates just into a better night's sleep. I am very grateful for the fact that I can go to bed every night and wake up every morning knowing that I have put my client's interest above and beyond anything, and above and beyond any interest that I have. And that's not to say that it's not a charity. I'm not working for free. We do pretty well in the practice, and I feel like I've earned that right to do that, but it's not at the expense of overcharging and doing things that are not in a fiduciary capacity. So those are just 4 things that I'm very thankful for. Thank you for listening to this, and this is just one of those once a year things that I sort of step back from the individual financial advice and just give an overall look of how we do things at my practice. And if that's something that you're interested in, you can go to our website at marylandfinancialadvocates.com. there's a little button there where you can schedule a phone call. And if you'd like to hop on a call with me for 15 minutes, there's no charge to do that. It's sort of like a speed date where, I ask you a bunch of questions, you can tell me what you're looking for, and if we match up, then we can go from there. And we disclose all of our fees and costs and everything on the website, so there's no surprises there. But if you'd like to do that, feel free to hop over there. Last thing, I would like to wish you, your family, the people you love, a very, very happy Thanksgiving. Beginning to the holiday season. It's a great time of the year. Don't get too stressed over all that other stuff other than just being with the people you love and just having a good time. So thanks for watching this time, and thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you again next time. Thanks.